Welcome to Streams of Income, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
So I had the weirdest thing happen to me the other day. I got a package. That's not the weird part. I get packages all the time. And with the UGC videos that I do, and let's be honest, with this many people in this house, the rate of Amazon orders for us, the kids, my wife, me, the dog, we get a lot of packages. But this one was unique. The weird thing is the package that arrived, it was actually addressed to my son. And I don't know who it came from. It came, I won't even say the name, but that way I just don't know. It's addressed from somebody in Hawaii, which I don't know anybody in Hawaii, and I didn't recognize the name. I even scoured my Facebook account, several Facebook business accounts that I run, including Streams of Income, and the just Facebook in general. I entered this name in and could not figure out who this guy was. And so he sent a box of comic books to my son. And I'm actually going to show these. If you're watching the YouTube video of this podcast, you can see what I'm holding up. But we've got some of these are worth, I mean, the value on these is different. Some of them are not worth much. One of them you're going to really enjoy. But let's see, we've got from Valiant, we've got a Shadow Man number 11. Now, you know, for those who are comic book nerds, the entire Valiant comic book company did not go over well. It may still be around. I know they tried to do a revival here a while back, but basically it's like B and C level compared to Marvel characters, Marvel and DC. There's been a couple of movies, a couple of properties made from those, but even those didn't do well. Bloodsport, Vin Diesel was in a movie about Bloodsport, and it was from the Valiant series, but it just didn't do well, I don't think. Also, though, it was like one of the last movies filmed before COVID, and so when it came out, that was back before everything went to streaming. It streamed really quick because there were no theaters open, so that might have been part of what killed it. But we've got Shadow Man number 11, which is kind of worthless value-wise. We've got, he sent me The Thing, number 23, when The Thing leaves the Fantastic Four. This is from 1985. If I remember correctly, this one might be worth a couple bucks. Not much. I think it's got some John Byrne art, but not much there. We've got Youngblood Zero. Now, this one I do need to check. Some of the old Image series, when they first started up, were worth a little bit because I think, if I'm not mistaken, DC ended up buying Image, or at least some of these characters and stuff. So this one I need to check out. Robin number 56. I don't think that one's worth much of anything at all. The Micronauts number 20. Now this one might be worth a few bucks. It looks like it's in pretty good shape too, from 1980. Let's see, we've got Books of Magic, which is a DC series. I don't know much about this. It looks like a Michael Kaluta cover maybe, but even so, not worth very much. But here's the piece of gold that came in this weird box that arrived out of nowhere, addressed to my son, full of things that normally I would receive. Oh, here's another weird thing too. On the shipping label, which I'm not going to show you the shipping label because I don't want you to see the dude's address till I find out who it is, but it's an eBay shipping label. And so I even scoured my eBay account looking for anything that might explain all this. I've been waiting to see if this guy contacted me somehow and said, hey, I accidentally sent you a box of comics. I don't know why. What do we do? And that's kind of what I'm waiting on, but it's been about 3 weeks now. But here's the piece of gold in all this, and it even came in a bag and everything, but it is a 9.0 CGC rated Daredevil number 158. And if you're a nerd like me about comics, I'm definitely a comic nerd, this one is worth quite a bit. I actually have a really crappy copy of this one, this exact same comic, that my dad picked up for $1 at a garage sale, and poor condition, but I listed that thing on eBay for $100. And I may have to go down on price a little bit, but I listed it for $100. So you can imagine what this 9.0 edition would be worth on eBay. This is actually the first CGC graded comic that I've ever had in my collection. So I don't know what we're going to do with this. My son, he's actually over here staring at me right now because since it came in his name, he's wanting all these, and we'll just have to see. I really want to know why they're here. But if you're not familiar with CGC, and since we're talking side hustles and streams of income, if you're going to buy collectibles like comics, baseball cards, things like that, and you want the value to increase, especially if the comic or card or whatever it is in really good shape, there are different services for each type of collectible that typically they'll grade it. You send it off and heavily insured, hopefully. But you send it off to this place. I think CGC might be in Tampa, Florida. I'm not sure about that. But you send it to them, you pay a certain amount of money. They white glove treatment the whole thing. They grade it. They look through every page to see if anything's missing, any nicks in the cover or anything. This one, okay, 9.0. It didn't get a 10 because of off-white to white pages. And for a comic from 1979 to be in that kind of shape, it's actually a big deal. But as far as collectibles and resale value, you can greatly increase the value if it's in good shape. I sold a comic here a while back. It was the first appearance of Moon Knight. Many of you who aren't comic nerds may know Moon Knight from the Disney series here a couple years ago, and it was his first appearance. I sold it for $2,500 ungraded. And so just a regular copy in a bag with a board, sold it for $2,500. If I had graded it, I was trying to get out of pay off a credit card at the time, so I didn't want to wait on the grading process, which takes a while. And also the cost to grade, I wasn't sure how much more it would increase the value because of the condition of the comic. If I had had it graded, though, it would have sold for more irregardless. I just don't know if I would have recouped that value. Plus, I wanted the money faster. But if you've got comics or baseball cards, there's a service that does baseball cards. It's not CGC, it's a different one. But, like I said, pretty much any collectible that you have, if you want to raise the value and then try to resell it, or just display it safer in your own collection, that's a great way to do it. And so I'm going to continue the mystery. I just thought I'd put it out here on this comic book related podcast edition and see if maybe the guy that sent this to us will get in touch. Maybe I'll find out somehow what this mystery is. For now, though, if nothing else happens, these comics are mine and my son's. We'll figure out what's going to go on there. I'm definitely not going to let him crack open this Daredevil edition, though. It's worth way too much, and it's sealed. And so we'll see what happens. Me and him may sell these on eBay. He's going to read some. I'll read some. We'll see what happens. But I hope you enjoy this section, and this is part of a larger comic book-related podcast, so I hope you enjoy the other parts as well. Oh, here's a little weird thing. I wanted to end this podcast with another video. This is well after I recorded the initial one. I finally found out where the comics came from. There was a little bit of a mix-up in the note and everything that was in the eBay package full of comics. And so I wanted to clarify because I wanted to call attention to an amazing young man, Ryland Dixon. Ryland Dixon is the owner of Bible Builds. It is a Bible Lego training course that he has online. And this dude, Ryland, I'm sorry, man. You know what? I need to get Ryland on here and answer all these questions. But he's a young man, I'm guessing 13 or 14. A friend of mine, Brian Dixon, that's Ryland's dad, has helped him set up an amazing business where he teaches kids Bible stories through Lego. And so my kids took the Vacation Bible School version of that this summer and absolutely enjoyed it. They were building Lego models of Bible stories every week, a new one, and the series focused on the armor of God, the verses from Ephesians. And so it's absolutely amazing. But here's the cool part, how that intersects with these comic books. Since there wasn't the gift note that was supposed to be with the eBay package, didn't make it in there by the guy that shipped them. But the purchaser of these comics was Ryland. That young man sent my son Sherlock, who was a student in the Vacation Bible Builds program this summer, a stack of comics, including that amazing Daredevil issue that is going to have a permanent place in the Powers family collection because that's the first CGC comic anyone in this family's ever had, and so it's quite amazing. And those mean so much more to me now because of how they got here. Because I was talking to Brian, and Brian actually messaged me and said, "Hey, did you guys ever get those comics that Ryland sent Sherlock?" And I was like, "Oh, it was you guys. You guys sent those, finally." And when after I was like, finally, I know the secret. I know what happened. The mystery is solved. Then I was like, oh crap, I'm embarrassed now because we never said thank you or anything because we didn't know who to thank. Now we do. Sherlock actually sent Ryland a video thanking him for that. It's pretty amazing. But here's the amazing part: is that Brian told me that Ryland, he likes to bless one of his students each quarter. He randomly picks one of his students from the programs and blesses them from the profits that he makes in the program. I thought that was so amazing because you saw the comics I was showing you. That was not an inexpensive gift by any means. That was pretty amazing. It was the level of that gift was like one of those things that I might not have even bought myself because it was just so awesome. And I don't know what he paid for it. It had to be way up there, but he just wanted to bless one of his students with his profits and does this every quarter. I think it's every quarter. That's pretty amazing. So I wanted to tell you the end of the story. And so I'm going to throw his link into the show notes as well with this. And so check out Ryland. Sign your kids up. It's mostly for kids, but let's be honest, you adults that want to play with Legos too, I'm sure he won't mind. And so, maybe to get you and your kids playing Legos together, building Bible stories. And so check him out. I'm talking to Brian because I want to go visit them. They live not too far from me. I want to go visit them and do a live, a live podcast interview with Brian and Ryland and all the other entrepreneurs and their family, and just have them on video with me, not on one of these Zoom calls or anything else. So I just wanted you to know that the mystery is solved, and it ended up being solved with finding out that it's an amazing young man at the other end. I thought that was really awesome.